This is the blackest Star Wars show in the galaxy, where we highlight the black voices of Star Wars, because even in the light there's darkness. I'm Rome, here with KJ, and we have to discuss Star Wars Visions. Really a crazy episode. I Am Your Mother, episode 4. We've really enjoyed this series so far, to be honest with you. Top tier storytelling in these episodes, but with this one in particular, we wanted to talk about, as we usually do in like form and fashion, the highs and lows. So let's start with the lows this time around. You know, well, actually, we usually do the lows and the highs, right?
Yeah.
We usually do the lows and the highs. You feel me? So, Katie, do you have any lows on this episode of Star Wars Visions?
This episode, I don't think had too many lows. I would say like it's not as strong as the other two episodes when it comes to theme or thematics and just overall characters in general. But I would probably say like those are like the two things I would say right off the bat. Like it doesn't have those two things. It doesn't mean like it's not a great episode, but by far just when we watched the other two episodes, they weren't on the same level. It wasn't on the same level as the other two. But we're gonna get into those, into the review for the other two ones coming up here. I guess just, I don't know. It's a bit tough. I don't think there's like crazy any lows. Like nothing really stood out to me where I was like, this wasn't that great. Like I felt like
it was a smooth episode for the most part.
It was like mediocre. Not to the point to where it's like, this is terrible.
Yeah, like it's somewhat. So the story, I'd say, is kind of somewhat basic, right? Yeah. The relationship of, a kid going off and they're embarrassed by their parents, so they don't really want them to be around. Mm-hmm. But then it turns around to where it's flipped to where her mom's like, saying she's a beast in the thing. So it's like, yeah, I say that's probably the only low. The story wasn't crazy appealing. The animation style, I'm still trying to figure out what's that from. What
the animation style is? It's from Aardman. It's a British animated company. They animated Chicken Run, of course. They've animated like a lot of stuff. Chicken Run. What else is another one? So it's by what else? Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit. That's what I've been thinking of. Wallace and Gromit. That's what that has been. I've been trying to figure out for the life of me. That's what it is. That's where I know it from.
Yeah,
Wallace and Gromit. Got you.
So if you saw those movies and growing up, you will recognize, just like how we recognized when we was watching. It's like, oh, we know this. And then it was like Shaun the Sheep movie. Flushed Away. It's pretty much from Aardman Company. It's a British company. If you don't know them, I think a while ago Disney had, correct me if I'm wrong, Disney had bought them, or they did a deal.
And that's why they was British, right? They're talking. Now that I think about it, that's true.
So that's like another concept in a lot of Star Wars Visions that we saw, is that different companies are getting their hands on each episode. So again, we're gonna get into that in the next couple of episodes here, but like how we talked about the indigenous or like Native American people, the Irish in one of the episodes, different media companies from different countries are kind of getting their little piece and hands on each episode. So we have noticed that as well. But overall, again, like great episode when we talk about just the illustration and the animation. It's not like, oh man, my favorite, but I will say it was a great callback to see that. So shout out to Aardman Animations for sure.
Fact, shout out to Aardman, because I mean that low key makes sense though. Like, and like you're saying with them working with different media companies, like now I think it aids even this whole idea of Star Wars Visions, because you're getting so many different slices of Star Wars that we haven't seen before, right?
I mean, like they're literally building a sandwich with different meats and different components in that sandwich, guys. Like, it's gonna taste good.
Now, it kind of made me wonder, like, will some of these branch off into their own series depending on how well certain episodes may land? I don't know. Like, that's a great point. That it's a lot of media companies working with this, and so it really is giving us that just not clear. It's giving us visions of a different Star Wars. That's crazy.
Yeah, seriously though, like
that's crazy.
If you guys haven't had a chance to check out the episode or just any of the season in general, definitely go check it out, man. Like this is by far one of the superior series that Star Wars has, in my opinion, come out with. When it comes to this year and just really overall, man. It's
absolutely
like Star Wars Visions stepped up from season 1. It stepped up to season 2 now. Like Star Wars season 2 of Visions is pretty good so far, man.
No, that's factual. That's factual.
Got anything, good wise that you would like to?
So I mean, well, I don't really have any. Like, we already touched on the lows.
Mm-hmm.
The great thing about it is, like I mentioned before in previous video, that we're seeing a very female empowerment and women empowerment driven narrative with Star Wars, and I really love it. I enjoy it because I think this has shown us a slice of Star Wars about a mother and daughter relationship, like the intricacies of that. Even like I was saying, even though the story is somewhat basic,
right,
at the same time it is compelling because we haven't seen this explored that much in Star Wars, right? I mean, right, the main huge premises of Star Wars has been Anakin's lost relationship with his father. Yep. So this I'm Your Mother episode, right? Yep. It's kind of flipping that on his head and presenting us. Father. It's presenting us a whole new a slice of seeing Star Wars from a woman's perspective and allowing women to have more of an end to it, right? And I think that's the greatest way you can do that is a mother-daughter relationship, because it is such a unique one that women really get to know and see themselves through the relationship with their mom. So overall, I think that's a huge plus. Like I'm saying, this whole series highlighting women, I think it's needed in Star Wars, right? Mm-hmm. It's too much unnecessary testosterone focus on the protagonist, right? So we need this switch up, and we need to see women's voices highlighted in Star Wars. So I'm all for it, man. I think that's probably the strongest. I don't think we've really seen that much of, even though it's like I said, even though it's a common narrative, we haven't seen that in Star Wars too often, right? So I think we need more stories like this that kind of explore dynamics such as that. You feel me?
Yeah. Overall, again, just man, series so far has been great. This episode.
What'd you rate it?
I would probably rate it a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. It's again, it didn't really pop out to me to where I was like,
it wasn't crazy.
10, guys. So probably 7.5. Like just without thinking, like what just comes to mind first. I'd probably say 7.5. What about you?
Yeah, probably 7. Yeah, I say 7.5 is a decent landing point.
Mm-hmm.
7, definitely not. Yeah, you're right saying it's not up. It's not like a 9 or nothing, but it's strong.
It's strong.
It's a very strong,
like a strong 7.
Yeah, like I'm saying, most of these episodes, it's a strong 7. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But let us know what you guys think below in the comments. We love to hear back from you. Make sure you like this video so we can push it up, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Because we highlight the black voices of Star Wars, because even in like there's darkness, and along with that, we highlight minority voices, right? And when it comes to women in science fiction as a genre broadly, right? And then when it comes specifically to women in Star Wars being protagonists, seeing their stories explored, they're very much minority voice, right? So though we don't focus on black people like in an episode like this, like we're still seeing very diverse perspectives. And so we love to champion and advocate and get behind these type of stories being told as well. So make sure you tune in, because we got more heat coming for you next up in the next video. Peace.